Hey guys, what's up? We had a fun time up in Michigan. We got some pretty good footage of that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. But yeah, you guys know the grizzly, right? You know, well, it kind of turned into something that's a little bit cooler. And well, here it is. Looking at a 05 Sportsman 800 twin, so it's twin cylinder. It's not a V-twin, but it's got two pistons, you know, just side by side up in there. So that's pretty cool. Now, I mean, you guys know, if you guys know what a Polaris Sportsman looks like, I mean this body style, you know that they've got the storage box here and all that. It does have this pretty cool brush guard. Now, it did have a winch right here on the front. I moved it to the back, and I'll get to that in a minute. But now, if anybody knows about Sportsmans or Polaris, this is not stock. If this is unlocked, which I will unlock it now, and I'll show you. I mean, you can already tell by that there. That's actually a snorkel for the belt drive. But look at that. That is a lifted radiator up in my storage box, which that's pretty cool. I mean, they did cut the hole right there for that. But this here is a rev limiter for low gear reverse. I mean, I'm assuming it'll tap out in high gear, but I haven't got it to do that yet. So pretty much what they did, they cut it out, lifted the radiator. Now I got looking down below. It's all original. These hoses are same. They just moved the hose above the tie rod instead of it being below it. This hose right there was down there, so they lifted that up, and I had to go ahead and put that zip tie on to keep this tube from rubbing right here on my tie rod. The four-wheel drive unit, it does not work. I have traced the wires all the way up to the switch. They do have power coming from the switch on the handlebar going down. There's power up in here, so it's somewhere down here, somewhere down on that. But see here, they put this spacer in this bar. It's bolted in down here in the original spot that the original mounting bracket was. Like on my dad's, when we tore apart his Sportsman 600, the grommets, the rubber grommets at the bottom of this here radiator sits on, like that's the same piece that was down here that I pulled that out of. All they did was lift it up, and then up here they cut the railing and the frame rail that runs all the way up and extended it up higher. Basically just brought everything up so that way it all fit right there perfectly. Which, I mean, that's pretty good invention as far as that goes for whoever did this. I'll give them props, because that's pretty cool. I've never seen anybody do that on this model of four-wheeler other than when it's mounted on top of that and then you can't even open it. So, and I've seen other models where they get rid of this box completely and just put a flat plate on and then have that sitting up top, so it's not even a storage box anymore. It's just, you know, empty. As far as this goes, I'll show you that here in a minute. But the rear storage box, you know, if anybody knows Polaris, like I said earlier, there's a storage box here. They took that out, and I'm assuming they either had 2 inches on this at one time or had the ability for this one just to be mounted right there. But this plate was already on, the holes were already drilled, it was already there ready to go. I just put it on because it was mounted on the front. I tell you what, it's pretty nice to have that on the back there. Most people wouldn't think a winch on the back would be pretty nice, but I tell you what, it works pretty good for, I mean, being a two-wheel drive, it's still an 800. I got plenty of power. I still make it through all the mud and trails, stuff like that. Oh, and there's another hole right there. That is for the intake, the air intake for the fuel injection system. You know, the air filter and air box, that's what that hole's for. I do have to run a tube out of this, and I'll probably run it across and bring it up like a stack, just like a regular snorkel. We'll pop this off here. You can kind of see this is real empty back in there because that, you know, that box is missing, that storage box. But they did silicone this shut, so this thing is all, it's all good there. They chopped this off a little bit so they could put a square tube on there. I'm going to figure out where I can find a square tube and, you know, kind of run that up through there somehow. These here covers, you guys know Polaris, they just pop right off like that. I mean, that's so simple. But they got this all siliconed on here good, so whoever did it, I'm giving them props because that's pretty awesome. I would never been able to do something that good like that, but I mean, it's all, you know, this cable here is for my winch, the switch to it. It's right here. But I mean, yeah, they had the hose right here. I mean, that's just sitting there like that, but they had it ran up underneath and it was just hanging up in here, and I was going for one. I didn't want water splashing in there because I knew he was going to be playing in the river and everything. So I ran it up through the hole that they already had there. So I mean, that's not bad. But I mean, other than that, for this being 05, we'll turn this on. Look at the speedometer here. I've put 13.3 miles on it so far. So let's see here, 79 hours, 551 miles is all this thing has. That's amazing for an 05. I mean, granted, I did get told that it had 28-inch Mozillas, which I did see them. They're freaking humongous. They're just Mozillas on stock steel wheels, but in order for him to sell this or trade it like I did, he put on brand new stock tires and brand new steel wheels. So I mean, that's pretty cool. The downfall to this, the four-wheel drive does not work. I do have to figure that out. I've traced the wiring, so I mean, I'm getting to the bottom of it. Other than that, she runs smooth, she pulls awesome wheelies, and I'll probably make a couple videos here with the GoPro and the helmet. So other than that, I mean, the radiator still works just as it would when it was stock. I mean, the only difference is they lifted it. I mean, they didn't have to increase the pump or anything like that. And then when I got this, it did have some indications. I mean, you don't get all ball stickers for nothing, so I'm assuming they replaced either the tie rod ends, the ball joints, maybe even the hub bearings, because I know that's what we did with our Polaris. We got a whole bunch of all balls product and fixed it because that's what we needed, and it was cheap and it was good. So that's a little bit of an indication, because you don't get those stickers just for the heck of it. I mean, the only way to get them is if you get the product. Also, when Dave, you guys know Crazy Dave, had that scrambler, he had a clutch kit put on it, which I think you guys remember. It's in the intro, which I'll probably put on this video. He had a clutch kit from EPI. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that, but this had an EPI sticker on it, and I'm assuming it's got some sort of clutch kit for mudding on it, or they took it out. I'm not sure. But I know it's got a heck of a lot of torque, and I don't know why they would take that out if it's still got the rev limiter. And I'm pretty sure that's what the rev limiter is right there, that thing, because I mean, other than that, I don't know what the heck it'd be, because the brain for the computer and all that stuff, it's down underneath this cover here. So, and yes, I did just put a sock over that just to keep, you know, chunks of mud out of there and whatever else. So anyway, I just thought I'd update you guys on what's been going on. This is pretty awesome. I mean, I'm stoked. I mean, this thing still got the tits on the tires. I mean, look at that. It's just awesome. But dual exhaust. It did have stacks as far as I know, because you don't put that tip on there just for the heck of it. I mean, you could, but you definitely put a 1-inch stack coming out and bring her up and bolt her on right there on both sides. So, and without the storage box being in here, this is a little bit flimsy, but you know what, I ain't too worried about it, because there's a couple holes already in this thing from, I'm assuming, the storage box. I can just run a couple zip ties up to the rack or something, you know, and keep it sturdy, because these things kind of flop a little bit, but I ain't too worried about it. It's pretty awesome. So, you know, I mean, it was a mud four-wheeler. I'm assuming one of the bearings are going out of it, maybe, but not too sure on that yet. But I'm just checking into it, getting it all figured out. So probably all these stupid warning stickers are coming off, because they're half peeled off anyway. Look at that there. And so I mean, them's coming off, all that, whatever. It's gonna look sick when it's done, though. I'm gonna do my best to keep everybody updated on what I can. I did paint this front cover already. This here, took it off, painted it. 2 coats, just gloss spray paint, cheap stuff at Walmart. I don't know, it was like $1 a can maybe. K&N sticker. I have no idea what air filter has in it, so I mean, I guess it doesn't make a difference if that's on there or not, but it's just looks. Shift sticker. I have no idea what that is, but I got it, so I put it on there. And the all balls again, which I already had one up there, so I'm just putting them on both sides, and that's pretty much it. But I mean, it's pretty sick as far as that goes. I like it, but I mean, she's got a heck of a lot of power, and that is for sure. So I mean, I think overall it's a pretty good deal. I mean, I lost a plow and I lost my 4-wheel drive for now, but I'll have it back eventually. So until next time, I guess we'll see you guys on the next video or something. But take it easy. Peace.